This is Ryan Abraham, Dan Weber, USCFootball.com Instant Analysis here on Cromwell Field again. A very competitive practice getting ready for Nebraska. Steve Sarkisian seemed to think they bounced back pretty well from yesterday.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons is it was the 7th of 8 in full pads, and they weren't in full pads yesterday. The players kind of say, we really like going in full pads, and Sark kind of admitted maybe that was part of the deal is they really do like to come out and compete. They know they can compete all out when they're in pads, where they can't quite do that. And Max Turk was saying, the offensive lineman, he said, this is great. We really do get to block people when it's full pads. So, I think there might be a correlation there with this team. As much as they like to play and to practice and compete, I think the full pads, maybe you can't do that all the time during the year, and that's always the issue. But this team practices in full pads pretty well.
And one of the things, maybe at the end, it wasn't a whole lot of plays, but you had the first team offense going against the second string defense, and the first string defense going against the second string offense. They've got competitive too. It's almost like an upgraded scout team when you can kind of run drills like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's guys that are competing for starting spots. There's just that difference in speed and the ability to get, because what you're doing is you're trying to get the angles, get to places on the field before the defender can stop you, or vice versa. And doing it, I think that was kind of an NFL technique where you didn't want to take the chance of ones going against ones all the time, with the chance that you got more of a chance of somebody getting hurt that way. And if or both, you can lose somebody on both teams that way. This way, you kind of get the athleticism and the speed of the second team, guys trying to be on that first team, but they're able to push the first team. So I like that. That's a good thought. They did a lot of one-on-ones, but then they also did the ones and twos, and I think that's a good way to go.
We got to see a lot of, I tweeted out a picture, but a lot of the guys on Rehab Island doing the stuff with the ropes. I actually asked Ivan, the strength coach, about that. He's like, yeah, it's good for your shoulders, it's good for cardio, it's good for your core. But we got to see, you don't really get to see all of those players out here at once. It's kind of amazing the number, not a lot of injuries this year, but a lot of really good players that aren't able to go right now.
Yeah, I mean, when you see, I remember about a dozen of them, and when you see them all together and you see Chad Wheeler and Kenny Bigelow and Jabari Ruffin and Trey Madden and Jordan Simmons, and then Jenny Harris went down there and went with them. You're looking at a group, you might have 5 potential starters in that group.
Yeah.
And so that's like a recruiting class. That's like an extra half of a recruiting class. And my guess would be they may have more potential starters returning next year than anybody in the country. I'm not sure anybody's got 5 guys or 6 guys just sitting there waiting to come back. So it's really neat to see them all out here. They moved Rehab Island out here to Cromwell Field, and the cardio stuff, and that's where you can see these guys might be rehabbing, they might be working inside, but boy, when they start doing that rope, those big ropes and back, and boy, you can just see the cardio that they probably can't quite do it the same way indoors as you can do it outside, and it gets to be a little competitive, and I thought that was a really good part of practice, and they didn't even get on the field.
And one last thing, not a lot of news coming out here, but you did get to ask Steve Sarkisian about Jalen Cope-Fitzpatrick. He wasn't out here, even though finals ended yesterday, but sounds like still business as usual there.
Yeah, I mean, this is the second time in 2 weeks I've asked Sark, and he has said, the goal is to get him completely, right with academics, and get that out of the way completely. And there could be papers due and stuff like that, and then pick up his football in the spring. So they're not backing off. All the rumors and what have you. Maybe not with Jalen. That doesn't seem to be the official position here at all.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up here on Cromwell Field. USC still getting ready for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, December 27th at the Holiday Bowl. For Dan Weber, this is Ryan Abraham. Check out USCFootball.com for more.